What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we are back with another A to Z of ARC for you guys today. And today, guys, we're taking a look at none other than the Bacillusaurus. Now, this guy is one of the best underwater tames that you can get in all of ARC. Now, in order to tame this guy, he's a passive tame. You can see we've got a couple of them on Genesis. Main reason we're on Genesis is because the water situation is just so much nicer and clearer to record underwater than it is on like the island and stuff like that. Now, in order to tame Bacillosauruses, they're completely passive. They will not attack you, even if you attack them. You can see there, this guy's just completely chill. His little fins are just swimming away. Do note, though, if you do... actually, it might help if we have the HUD up. You can see there, put taming food in last item slot to feed. So they're completely passive. They will not attack you, even if you attack them. And you'll generally find them in the wild surrounded by a bunch of mantas. Not so much on Genesis, because there aren't as many mantas, and I don't think they spawn in on Genesis with their manta schools. On the island, they will spawn surrounded by mantas, and those mantas will protect the Bacillusaurus. So if you try and get close to the Bacillusaurus or attack it, the mantas will obviously aggro on you and attack you back. However, you can circumvent this by using a Baryonyx, because the Baryonyx can come in, C-spin them, and it will stun all of the mantas in the area, allowing you to kill the mantas really easily and then go ahead and tame up your Bacillusaurus. Now, the best kibble to use on these guys is extraordinary kibble. If you don't have any extraordinary kibble, you can use mutton and then go down to prime meat and whatnot. Do note that the extraordinary kibble is the best kibble to use on these guys. Like I said, if you don't have any of that, though, you can use mutton. So that's all you really need to tame them up. If you're doing it on Genesis, you don't really need to worry too much about your oxygen or swim speed, because you should be able to pretty much surface when you want and outswim whatever it is that attacks you, unless, of course, you get bombarded by like a bunch of eels. But yeah, that's how you tame up the Bacillusaurus. So really easy tame, one of the easier tames to get underwater, as long as you can deal with the manta schools that spawn in around them. But like I said, that's mainly on the island. You can see here, this manta's gone between these two Bacillosauruses here, and that's literally like the only manta in the ocean I have seen so far. Nonetheless, once you tame them up, this is the big boy that you've got here. Now, these guys are really good. They've got a plethora, not a plethora of abilities, but they kind of have a bunch of passive abilities that really help out the player. So first off, you can see in the bottom right hand corner, we've got the insulation buff. This provides us with both hypothermic and hypothermic insulation. So for example, if we come into our inventory, you'll see here that our hypothermal insulation, hyperthermal insulation are 562. That is the highest. Oh, actually probably not, because you can get it off armor. I was going to say that's the highest you can get it in the game, but with the addition of armor and stuff like that, it can get higher. However, this is for underwater. So it completely circumvents the you having to wear any scuba gear, because you will be warm enough to survive in literally the deepest depths of the ocean. So it's really good for that. So that's the first of its abilities. The second one is that it is completely immune to Electrophilus's and Cnidaria's shocking attacks. So you will not get dismounted, and your Bacillusaurus will take no damage from the Cnidarias or Electrophilus's. I'm just trying to find some right now, but doesn't look like any want to come out to play. It's funny, when you don't want to find them, there's swarms of them. When you do want to find them, there's none of them. So we're just going to get one spawned in real quick, and we'll show you guys that we are completely immune to it. Now, if I was to take a guess, it would probably be due to the Bacillusaurus's blubber. But you can currently see here, we do not have creative mode active, and I don't think the Cnidaria is even aggro on you while you're on a Bacillusaurus. Now, you can see that he's trying to electrocute us, but the Bacillusaurus is completely immune to it. It doesn't take any damage, you don't get dismounted, and you can easily harvest it and kill it for its biotoxin. So the Bacillusaurus is really useful in that. So that makes this guy really viable to take into caves and stuff like that that are filled with the Electrophiluses and Cnidarias, because you are completely immune to their stun attacks, which is honestly life-saving, because if you're not getting dismounted off your Bacillusaurus, you'll be fine. With every other mount, you will get stun-locked by the Cnidarias and the Electrophiluses, so this is a really good mount to use. Now, another passive ability that he has is that he generates oil over time. It's nothing amazing. It is a small amount of oil, but like it will eventually stack up over time. So if you don't have any other means of getting any oil, you can definitely use a Bacillusaurus, although there are much more viable ways of going about getting oil. So now, another little fact about the Bacillusaurus is that he's also immune to the Toothless grabs. So any giant squids that try to grab you will be unsuccessful because you are immune to them. Very similar to the Nidarius Shockins and whatnot, you're immune to the Tuso grabs. So that means that you can use this guy to hunt down Alpha Tusos, normal Tusos, for the Black Pearls, for the Ink, for the Keratin, you name it, you can hunt down Tusos with this guy for sure. And, you know, this guy isn't on the lacking side when it comes to damage. He can dish out a bit of damage when you pump up his melee damage, obviously, a little bit. But even, like, his base melee damage is still pretty decent. You can see here we just took out those Electrophilises pretty easily. However, the only problem you might have with facing Tusos and any other denizens of the deep is that you will take slight health damage the deeper underwater you go. So, you can see here we are currently taking a little bit of damage due to us not handling the depths, I guess. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure why they take damage the deeper down you go, but unfortunately they do. So you do have to be a little bit careful and hesitant if you do spend on planning on spend a lot of time underwater at the lowest depths, because you can take quite a bit of damage if you're not careful. But like, you can easily pump this guy's health up and he'll be pretty much immune to it and you won't have to worry. But yeah, you can definitely go toe-to-toe with Tusos, so we'll get one in and we'll show you guys that you're completely immune to the grabs. Alrighty guys, you can see we've got a Tuso right here. He's going to try and grab us. He's going to be very unsuccessful because we are not grabbable. But nonetheless, we still can kill it. And like I said, the Bacillusaurus definitely pack a punch. You know, they're not on the lacking side of damage. You will still take damage, obviously, from Tusos and stuff like that from their normal attacks, but they cannot grab you. And as for the saddle requirements, it's pretty cheap. Let's just come in here and get the Bacillus saddle. You can see there, level 60, you need fiber, hide, and metal ingots. That's it. Really easy saddle to make. You can find the blueprints for this saddle pretty much everywhere as well. They're really good to come across. And you would definitely want to invest in some of these if you plan on taking down Moda, the underwater boss, on Genesis, because these are probably hands down one of the best tames to do so. You obviously can use mosasaurs and stuff like that, but Bacillosauruses are immune to all the little eel things that it summons in. So you should be good to go. But yeah, you can definitely use this guy to take on Tusos, Moses, anything really, anything underwater this guy can take on. But I believe that's everything of the Bacillusaurus' abilities. As for roles, like I said, you can use this guy as a damage dealer, as a tank. He's really good for either of those. You can also use him to transport goods underwater. He does have quite a bit of weight on him. Only downside is that he's not the fastest underwater tame. But I mean, neither are some of the larger creatures anyway. So yeah, if you haven't got a Bacillusaurus, I would definitely recommend getting one of these guys. They are very valuable. And yeah, I cannot recommend them anymore. So guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe down below for more. But other than that, guys, I will catch you in the next one.